Hey y'all, it's late at night and I'm in my sewing room just trying to straighten it up a little bit. My entire group of sewing friends are coming to my house tomorrow for our Christmas lunch and party. We're just going to have a good time. There's going to be 15 of us here. We have 21 altogether, but some just won't be able to make it. So we have a great sewing ministry at our church, and if you don't have one at your church, I highly recommend that if you like to sew, just go ahead and see about starting one, because you'd be surprised how many people want to learn or maybe already know how and just don't know anyone else that sews and might like to get together. So we do all kinds of great projects. We make quilts for members of our church who might be going through chemo or who are sick and just need some comfort of a warm blanket. We also do things for Sound Choices Pregnancy Center. We make little boppy type pillows for them. We make receiving blankets, and now we're making some burp cloths. We've made a lot of pillowcases that we've sent down to an orphanage in Honduras. I think we made like 300 of those. So it's just the biggest thing for us, though, is it's the fellowship that we have and the commonality, the common interest that we have, and that we're all, of the same faith. We pray for each other, and there's just nothing like that when, each one of us have gone through something in our lives that, it's just great to have that support of caring friends, friends who will pray for you and who will bring covered dishes or whatever, just there to support you no matter what you're going through in life. So anyhow, let me get off of that for a minute and just tell you about the party that we're going to have here tomorrow. First thing we're going to do is we're having lunch, of course, and everybody's bringing something, so the burden's not just on me. I'm making chili and cornbread, and I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by whatever anybody else brings. And then we're going to do this thing called a Secret Santa sock swap. And what that is you're supposed to buy a pair of Christmas socks, something like this, and then you take one of the socks and you fill it just full of any kind of little gifts that you would like to give to, you don't really know who is going to get it, but I mean, all the people that'll be at the party, but, so something that everyone would like. It could be candy, it could be sewing notions, it could be lotions, hand creams, whatever. It's so you basically fill one sock, and then when you come to the party, you take the filled sock and you put it under the tree. The empty sock, we're going to have those in a pile, and everyone is going to get their opportunity to go and draw an empty sock, and whichever empty sock they draw, then they go under the tree and find the mate to it. And so that just adds to the fun of it. So I want to show you mine. I'm giving you a sneak peek now, okay? Because this is a normal size sock, as you can see, just normal size sock, right? Well, I found these over the knee socks. Won't this be fun? I mean, that would be wild to try to wear this thing. Anyhow, over the knee socks. So I have had great fun filling it with all kinds of things. Look at this, it looks really bumpy. But anyhow, it's somebody's gonna have fun opening this. So just wanted to let y'all know about that. It's just a fun game. One of the games we're gonna play. And then we're gonna do some team games where getting two teams, and we'll play something really fun, maybe charades. That's what I'm thinking, some Christmas charades. Anyhow, I wanted to talk to you about my website. Now, tomorrow is my a 2-year anniversary of being on YouTube. So, and I really appreciate everyone who's gone out there and subscribed. I think last time I looked, we were at 921. So we only have, just about 70 something more that need to do it for me to reach 1,000. I'd really love to reach 1,000 by the end of tomorrow. But anyhow, I wanted to tell you, I was trying to think, this is the time of year everyone's trying to think about what kind of desserts they're going to make for Christmas. And I have lots of cake recipes, so I went back to see which ones I had already filmed, and I just, and so then I know which ones I still needed to film, and I just didn't have time to film one today, but I wanted to tell you about the ones that are already out there. So all you have to do is go to the At Home with Gigi, and that's just 2 G's. It's not G-I-G-I, it's just G-G. At Home with Gigi. And I've got 18 cakes out there. So lots of choices. If you love chocolate, there's some really, really good chocolate ones. My favorite of the chocolate ones, let me just read these to you, is the chocolate melting cake. Okay, now that's like that little cake. If you've ever gone on a Carnival cruise, you've seen that little cake that they offer every evening, and it's called the chocolate melting cake, and it's like really gooey still in the middle. It's individual cakes, and it's delicious. Okay, and then another chocolate cake that's one of my favorites out there is the Coca-Cola chocolate cake, and with the icing that has pecans in it. Y'all, that is to die for. And I'm a girl, I love Coca-Cola products, but I'm telling you that that cake, that chocolate is delicious. And then my other really favorite cakes out of these 18 are the Italian cream cheesecake. It's not like a regular cheesecake. This is made with ricotta cheese, not. Well, I guess my battery on my phone knew that it was late at night too, because it popped up and gave me a low battery signal, which stopped the video. So, so now I've see where it stopped, so I'm picking up from there. And I got it plugged in. All this technical stuff drives me up a wall. But anyhow, so I was telling you about the Italian cream cheesecake, and it is really good, and it's totally not like any cheesecake you've ever had. So that's a good one. The other thing that's really good this time of year and is the Easy Sheet Cake, and it has a surprise ingredient in it. So be sure to watch that one, and it is delicious. It has some spices in there that'll just make your house just smell wonderful and smell like Christmas. So I highly recommend that one. It has a wonderful glaze that goes on it, and it's really good. And then the fresh blueberry dump cake. Now you can't make an easier cake to make than that. That's just dumping stuff on it in a pan, but it's the order you put them in the pan that counts, and the ingredients. So be sure to watch that one as well. But there's one that just stands out of all of these, because I noticed I filmed it 3 times already. Who knew? But the first time I filmed it was in 2020, when I first started my my videos. It was that December, and I was making it for Christmas, and we were trying to do our best to social distance, even with family. So I decided to make the cream cheese pound cakes in little bitty jars, like regular mason jars, like little mason jars. And so it did fine. It was cute, but it's not really my favorite way to bake that cake. So then the next time I baked it, it is called the cream cheese pound cake, and I baked it again, and I did it in a tube pan, which is the way I normally would do it, is in the tube pan. And then I did it again, evidently, this past year in a bundt cake pan. So I did it at the end of 2020 in mason jars. I did it in 2021 in a tube pan, and then in 2022 I did it in a bundt cake. So there you go. It must be my favorite. It's really good, and if you love pound cake, which I do, I love pound cake, and you can take it and I like to take a slice of pound cake, put some butter on it, put it under the broiler, and eat it for breakfast. I mean, heck, why not? But anyhow, there's let me just tell you some of the other cakes that are out there. I just those were my absolute favorites. But there's an upside down peach pound cake. There's an apricot nectar cakelets. They're little, or I did them in small little cake pans with a lemon glaze. There's a Scotch cake with a glaze. Now that's good. It's very similar to a rum cake, only I use Scotch. Best use of Scotch that I know. There's strawberry cake. That both my granddaughters love that strawberry cake, and they request it for every holiday. An angel food cake. Wasn't really my favorite, but it was worth trying. There was a classic Southern pound cake out there. It's just a little different, doesn't have the cream cheese in it. Then I did one at Easter. It was an Easter basket chocolate cake, and that was like a chocolate bundt cake, which was really delicious. So if you didn't want to do the Easter basket part of it, which was the way we decorated it, you could just make that chocolate bundt cake, because it's really rich and really good. And then there was a pineapple cake that I made. It was also very good. And then there's one called the Better Than Sex cake. So that one, you're just going to have to look that up yourself. And then I made some mini cheesecakes with blueberry sauce. And that blueberry sauce was really, really delicious. And then fresh apple cake. Oh my gosh, that's hard to beat too. So really, it's kind of hard for me to choose just the ones that I chose to tell you about. But they're all out there. So just if you subscribe to my YouTube, you should be able to find all of those on my channel. So I hope you can. I'm trying to straighten up my sewing room tonight a little bit, since I've got company coming tomorrow that they all sew, and so I'd like for them to be able to at least see this. This has kind of been my dumping room for the last couple of weeks while I've done Christmas shopping and sewing and stuff, and so it's all just been piled in here, and there's a big mess over here on my cutting table that I've got to work on before I go to bed tonight, because I know I won't have time in the morning. So anyhow, you can see I even put a Christmas tree up in my sewing room, and it's got little pincushion ornaments on it, which I think are darling. So anyhow, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, and please subscribe. I appreciate it. And sorry I wasn't cooking on this video, but I'll be back cooking tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye-bye.